Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today we'll be taking a look at some new DesignerCon 2024 exclusive Glyos toys from McCTX and Galaxxor. So let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, now let's talk some Glyos here. So I'm going to start off with these three. These are going to be our Motu homages, which are going to be exclusive to Decon. I am very excited about these, as I have all the other homages, so I'm really excited to get more versions. So we're going to start with this guy right here. This is the remixed Demonic Overlord, which I think looks fantastic, and you can kind of see what we're going with here. But I love like the new paint apps, the new tampos. I love what we might call a battle armor, which I think looks great. The skull, the yellow skull with the bright red eyes, the purple over that, and that really cool new tampo right there. It looks to be like a skull with like some bat wings type of thing, which works out great. That looks awesome, dude. I really dig how this turned out using that clobber armor. So it really is like a fusion of battle tribes and warlords with war to give us this look, which I think is really, really cool. Next up, we're going to talk about the remixed Eternal Adventurer, again, which is kind of like a reissue, remixed version of that original version that came out years ago. This is really cool, man. I love when they do stuff like this because it kind of gives people a second chance to pick up maybe harder to find figures, but kind of like updated and upgraded kind of thing. So that's really cool. Again, utilizing that clobber armor done in that like really nice titanium silver, which looks really cool. I love the new like Celtic H right there that you kind of get on the chest armor, which I think looks fantastic. And you can see he is kind of bare right here when it comes to things like the stomach and stuff like that. So it might look like a little weird, but trust me, we'll get to that shortly. This still looks very cool. I love all the colors. The blonde hair works out great. Now let's talk about this one. This is probably going to be my favorite one that I was most anticipated for when it comes to this particular trio of figures here. This is the demonic Miradon, if I'm saying that right. But this is really cool, man. This is basically our homage to a Skelcon, which I think is really cool. I love that we even got this. You kind of can see like the fur tampoing on the chest there to make it look like he has like a fur chest or something like that. That's super cool, man. Again, I love how they did that, Battle Tribe's demonic head in that kind of like bone-like color with the horns, you know what I mean? So it really gives that Skelcon vibe to it, which I think it looks great. And you got the demonic feet right there. Even the claws are painted on the toes, the wings all look awesome. I really, really dig this. Now, this is going to be an army builder, so that means I can see this guy selling out pretty fast because I anticipate people buying multiples of these to kind of army build, especially, again, you'll see here shortly, we're going to have a lot of option parts. This is going to be a very popular figure in my opinion. Honestly, all of these are going to be very, very popular. Now, what's really cool about this particular drop from McCTX here, we are going to get a ton of option parts, which is fantastic, especially when you're in the world of Glyos, man. Like, more options, the better, to do all kinds of crazy builds. So you can see how much you can actually pick up. There's going to be little accessories packs that are going to be sold separately and things like that. You're going to want to just get as many of these as you possibly can because the options really are endless. You're also going to be able to pick up 3 blank bodies. And I love that we've been getting this lately. It really helps with a lot of the extra heads and weapons and things like that that we get with a singular figure. You know, you buy a cheaper kind of like a blank body to use those extra parts and build a whole new figure, which I think is genius, man. That's been really, really cool. So I've been loving that. And since we have so many optional parts, I mean, you could do a ton of things. Like if you wanted kind of like that titanium, blank body of, say, the clobber mold, you can do something like that. Or if you wanted to take that deep purple and make a blank clobber out of that, you can do something like that. Or if you want to get like a fully painted, version of a clobber, you can get something like this weird doodle here, which I think looks really funny. Or you can get something like this, which I think looks really cool and really badass with those colors. It's just really cool, man. You can see so many different things that are optional here. I mean, again, with some of those spare bodies and more optional parts, you can just army build your own types of troops and things like that. And that's kind of what I mean. I can see a lot of these things selling out because it is really endless. And again, a lot of army building potential with this particular drop here. You can do all kinds of things. And now this is kind of what I'm talking about here. So like, a lot of you might say that, that looks a little weird. How come the armor's just like that and it just has a regular flesh body? Well, that's where this guy comes in. You see what I'm saying here? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's just do this right here on camera. Pop this off. Pop that, pop that. We'll just take off that torso right here and do this. Pop off those arms real quick. Take that off like this. Take this off right here, pop that torso like that, and then we'll put on this like titanium. I don't know why I keep calling it titanium. It's titanium to me. And then we could put that on like that, you see? So you could do this, and then you could put his arms back on like that. Boom. And we could go ahead and take that sword off, and hey, their battle armor, they need their battle axes. So now you have something like that, which gives it a definitely much more battle armor vibe. You see what I'm saying? So that works out really, really cool in my opinion. Same thing with the demonic warrior here, or demonic demon overlord thing, you know, so whatever. You got his axe too, if you want to give him a battle axe, and then you have different options like that. Now what's cool, it also doesn't stop there, you know, since again you do have so many optional parts. I'm just going to dismantle this guy again. Check this out. You know, you don't have to have a battle armor version. Again, say maybe you skipped out, or you missed out on the previous you know, adventurer from years ago, and that homage figure is kind of hard to get a hold of. You know, now you have the option to pick up these extra parts, these little accessories kits, things like this, to add the furry chest like that, or the chest armor. Put those arms back on like so. Let's take the axe off like that, and we'll put that head back on like so, and then we'll go ahead and give him his sword right here, which is more like the traditional type of battle tribe sword like that. But then we also have things like this new shield right here, which, boom, I mean, look at that, dude. That is very classic, very old school. So it's really, really cool. Now, I do have the original versions of the Adventurer and the Overlord here, so you can see version 1 and version 2 of the Adventurer, which, and you can see the difference. The colors are a little different, like things like that really deep orange, that really dark, almost like a sand red. The blonde on the newer version is definitely more brighter. You have the different versions of the Overlord, which you can see that. Of course, the different versions of like the skull, and we don't get a cape this time around, but I believe McCTX does have capes that you could probably purchase on the store. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's just very cool seeing all these different options, man. I love everything that we get. And just to highlight some other things here, like I love all the different painted heads that we're getting. Like this dino head, I think looks really cool with that red lower jaw here. You got this head, which I think looks great. I love the paint on this one. That looks really rad too. I love, again, just one of my favorite heads of all time, the elephant head done in that deep purple with the bright green eyes and the fangs like that. Look really cool. And then we have this really nice bat head. So I mean, that's just a few options for head swaps. I mean, there's so many to break down for you, and I kind of want you guys to see these just like in person and be surprised like how many different heads you can possibly get, which I think are really cool. So again, the options really do feel endless. Now finally, let's talk about this bad boy right here. Now, I have been eyeballing Galaxxor stuff for quite some time, and I've just seen so many, and then I'm like, oh my god, I really want that. Oh my god, I really want that. And I'm like, you know what? This is the one, dude. This is the one I need. So this is going to be Galaxxor's exclusive for Decon. I'm sure there'll be some sold on the website afterwards, so I'll leave links to the sites in the bio here. But this just looks incredible, man. Those colors are fantastic. I love just like the gold on this side and then just the silver on this side. I love how this turned out. I love the heads here. Now this is Glyos. This is of course like a soft vinyl upscaled version of Glyos. So you do got lots of articulation and things like that, which looks really cool. Even the hands like that rotate, which is really, really rad. I just love this whole Daft Punk vibe we're getting with this. Such a cool figure, and he is bigger. You know, I'll bring in one of the figures of the Battle Tribes figures that I just showed you guys. I mean, you can see the scale and the size difference. So these are a lot bigger. These are roughly about 6 to 7 inches depending. But this is awesome, man. I just love this. This is one I definitely had to pick up. Galaxxor did go ahead and send me this guy too, and this is one that I've been wanting for like a year, just because I love the neon pinks and the neon colors. You know, I'm a kid of the 80s, man. We loved neon back then. This is just a really cool design, so I'm sure he'll have these some available for sale at the convention and on the store. And then this is really cool. Again, this is Glyos, so you can just pop this stuff off like that, like there. And then we have this option right here. So it's like if you want to have that type of head, which I believe is a Mushi Titan foot. I could be wrong about that, so correct me if I'm wrong. But that's really cool, man. Again, this is Glyos, dude. So you could pop these off, switch arms, and say if you wanted to give this dude a freaking giant gold arm to battle with. I mean, you can do that. So it's really freaking cool. I'm just so excited about this. Again, I've been trying to pick up Galaxxor stuff for quite some time. I finally decided to dip my toes, especially with this release right here. Oh my god, I am so happy with this. I'm going to be very psyched to just pop this on the shelf and just represent him properly, because this is a beautiful, beautiful toy. So there it is, guys, my look at some DesignerCon 2024 exclusive Glyos toys from Galaxxor and McCTX. Now that Galaxxor figure is incredible, man. An obvious Daft Punk homage, but the silvers and golds are just gorgeous. I love this crazy two-headed robot monster thing. He is so badass. If you're used to like Safubi toys and things like that, you'll know what to expect once you get it in hand. And hey, it is Glyos compatible, so other larger soft vinyl Glyos toys, you can mix and match parts with those, which I think are great. So this is a definite great pickup. I'm so happy to have on the shelf. The McCTX drop is awesome, man. I love all the different options that we're getting with this particular drop. You get so many different part options, head swaps, body parts, weapons. I mean, it's crazy all the things you can do. This is a drop where I can really see a lot of things selling out fast, because people are going to want to army build and do alternate builds and things like that. This is a really fun wave from McCTX for Battle Tribes and Warlords of War. These are fantastic. All of this stuff is a lot of fun. I will leave links in the bio for their websites and their Instagram, so you can check out all these awesome Glyos toys. So don't forget to be excellent to each other and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.